Hare Krishna. In this video, we are going to see about the age of Brahma, height of human, what is kalpa, when pralayam will happen, everything. So here you can see the topics. So these are the topics we are going to cover. Each and every topic is equally important. So please don't skip, watch till end and know your Shastra. Notice the connection between the age of Brahma and age of this universe and age of human in different yugas, about pralayam, that is destruction, and about the age of different yugas and how long the human lived in each yuga and the height of human in each yuga, what is mahakalpa, everything we are going to cover in this video. So first thing we are going to see about Brahma and the age of universe. Brahma lives for 100 years. So after 100 years, another Brahma will be created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one day of Brahma is the sum total of 4 yugas. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. If you add all this yugas age together, that is Brahma's one day. So 100 years means 311 trillion and 40 billion earth years. According to the Bhuloka calculation, earth calculation, Brahma's 100 years is 311 trillion and 40 billion earth years. And one day of Brahma is 360 days and 360 nights. Day and night are equal for Brahma. And that one day of Brahma we saw its sum total of the 4 yugas. So each yuga has a age limit. So that we will see after seeing what is kalpa. One day of Brahma is called kalpa, and in each kalpa 14 manus will come and go. And we are in the period of 7th Manu called Vaivasvata Manu. Meaning is, because of Manus, we are all created. So, how Vaivasvata Manu saved our humanity? So, when the universe was about to get destroyed, Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Mahavishnu, took Matsya Avataram. So, what is Matsya Avataram? That is incarnation as fish. So, Lord in the form of fish pulled the gigantic boat. So, in the boat, who were all there? In the boat, Sapta Rishis were there and important humans with lots of Sattva Guna were there, and even Vaivasvata Manu was there. So Lord in the form of fish told Vaivasvata Manu in the form of a divine voice that you need to board in this boat. You need to use this boat. I will pull this boat during the time of pralayam, that is at the time of destruction of the universe. You all have to sit in this. So, through Vaivasvata Manu only we were all created. After that, Vaivasvata Manu increased the population. So, we can say we are all descendants of Vaivasvata Manu. I am not telling the story in detail, it's a very big story. The purpose of this video is only to see about the age of Brahma and the universe, but just a glimpse I have told you about Vaivasvata Manu. Next, we are going to see about pralayam, that is annihilation or destruction of the universe. So, when the entire universe will get destroyed. So, we saw one day of Brahma is the sum of 4 yugas. So, one night of Brahma, we are going to talk about destruction. So, I should talk about the night of Brahma. So, at the night of Brahma, what will happen? Pralayam will happen. So, we all will be in the form of Atma in formless state for 4,320,000 1,000 years. So whoever has done sins, all will be in the form of Atma state for 4,320,000 years or 43 lakh 20,000 years. So again after the night of Brahma is over, the day will come, right? So again all yugas will be repeated. Again Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga will be repeated. So this yugas will be repeated till 100 years of Brahma. After that again another Brahma will be created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Brahma has 360 days and 360 nights in a year. He has 100 years. So we just saw about one day of Brahma. So on one day of Brahma, the yugas will be repeated. So everybody will have a form. And at the night of Brahma, the entire universe will get destroyed. Right? And then again next day of second day of Brahma will start, right? After the night is over. So in second day of Brahma, what will happen? Again Satya Yuga will start, Treta Yuga, like that it will be repeated. It's like a cycle. And again Ramayanam Mahabharatam will be repeated. That is what you need to understand. So Ramayanam Mahabharatam will be repeated in every cycle of this 4 yugas is called Chatur Yuga. So every cycle Ramayana Mahabharatam will be repeated. Again Bhagavad Gita Upadesam will happen. So that is why you can find kalpa bedam in Puranas. So for example, Lakshman Rekha wasn't there in Valmiki Ramayanam, whereas it is there in other Ramayanams. So does it mean the other Ramayanam is wrong? Not like that, because whoever wrote Ramayanam were devotees of the Lord. For example, in Tulsi Ramayanam, that is in Ramcharit Manas was written by Tulsidas. So in his dream, Lord came and instructed him to write Ramayanam, where Lakshman Rekha was present. So does it mean it was wrong? No, it wasn't wrong. Maybe in a different cycle of this Chatur Yuga, we saw the yugas will repeat. We saw every yuga will repeat in the day of Brahma, right? And night of Brahma, everything will get destroyed. So in different cycle of different yugas, maybe there are some differences. Okay, now we saw what is Kalpa Vedam. Next we are going to see about the age of different yugas. Satya Yuga has 1,728,000 years and Treta Yuga has 1,296,000 years and Dwapara Yuga has 864,000 years and Kali Yuga has 432,000 years. So if you add this 4 yugas, it is 4,320,000 years. So why Kali Yuga is the shortest? Because Dharma is standing in one leg only. In Satya Yuga, Dharma stood in 4 legs. What is Dharma? We know. So the personification, if you give a form to Dharma, it will have legs. So that Dharma stood in 4 legs in Satya Yuga, whereas in Treta Yuga, it stood in 3 legs. In Dwapara Yuga, Dharma stood in 2 legs. That's why we had Dharma Yuddha, that is Mahabharatam. And in Kali Yuga, Dharma is standing only in 1 leg. So the more sins, less number of years. Not only the human years that we are going to see next. How long the human lived, we are going to see next. And then the height of human. Okay, so in Satya Yuga, people were so dharmic in nature. So the yuga's age was so long. If you see, it's 1,728,000. And then when the dharma goes down, when adharma increases, the yuga's age will decrease. So compared to Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga is less in number because people were little adharmic. Whereas in Dwapara Yuga, more adharmic. In Kali Yuga, almost everyone is adharmic. That is why Kali Yuga's age is very less. So because of this, the age of Yuga has decreased, the age of human has decreased, the height of human has also decreased. That we are going to see next. So one day of Brahma we already saw 4,320,000 years. So next day of Brahma the Yugas will repeat that we saw. Now we are going to see about the age of human. So in Satyuga, human lived for 100,000 years. Very, very long. One human lived for 100,000 years. That's why we must have read in Puranas like so and so person stood in one leg for 10,000 years, 20,000 years. They did penance. I mean tapas. They did penance for so many years, and there are some people who don't believe in scriptures will laugh. How come they can do penance for 20,000 years? Human can live only for 100 years. They are talking only about Kali Yuga's age. They don't have any idea about how long the people lived for in other yugas. So we saw Satyuga how long it is. Next Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga drastically reduced. Only 10,000 years people lived for. So for reference, I have given here Yuddhakanda. In Yuddhakanda of Valmiki Ramayana, chapter 128, shloka number 96, it is said that Lord Rama ruled Ayodhya for 10,000 years. And in shloka number 102 of the same chapter, it is said that people were happily living for thousands and thousands of years with lots of children. So these are all references and proof that people lived for so many years. And in Dwapara Yuga, people lived only for 1,000 years. But these are all at the beginning. At the yugas start, these are the average years. Whereas when the yuga is about to end, it will be drastically reduced. It won't be the same number. For example, Kali Yuga, it's mentioned in Puranas that maximum people will live for 100 or max to max 120 years. 120 years if you live, you will come in Guinness Book of World Records. So, whereas at the end of Kali Yuga, it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam that people can live for 12 years, 40 years or 50 years maximum. That's all is the maximum age limit at the end of Kali Yuga. So whatever number you are seeing is at the beginning of yugas. Yugas beginning, these are the average years, average number of years. So the more sins we commit, the yugas age will decrease. Next, we are going to see about the height of human. In Satyuga, the average height of a person was 32 to 50 feet. That is, it's mentioned in Skanda Purana Nagarakanda that palm trees, tala, it was mentioned like 5 talas. Tala means palm tree. So 5 palm trees height was 32 to 50 feet. That's the average height. So when we multiply it by 5, it gives us 160 feet. So that's the average height of a person in Satyuga. Then in Treta Yuga, the height of a person was 1 palm tree, that is between 32 to 50 feet. During Ramayanam time, everybody was in the height of 1 palm tree. And in Dwapara Yuga, that is during Krishna's incarnation time, it was around 5 or 4 hastas. Instead of mentioning it as palm tree, now they are measuring in the size of hastas because the height is very less. Palm tree means in Sanskrit it is tala. In Skanda Purana it's mentioned as tala. So 5 or 4 hastas in Dwapara Yuga means 7 feet 6 inches. That is, you need to multiply 5 by 18 inch because 1 hasta is 18 inch. Then you get 90 inches. 90 inches means 7 feet 6 inches. So this is the average height of a person in Dwapara Yuga. So we can assume Arjuna, Bhishma, everybody was in the height of average height of 7 feet 6 inches. And in Kali Yuga, if you see, it's very, very less. So we are the shortest people. 3.5 hastas. 3.5 hastas means 5 feet 3 inches is the average height of a person in Kali Yuga. So this is what is mentioned in Skanda Purana regarding the height. So the more sins we commit, our height will get reduced. And very important thing to note is palm tree's height I have mentioned, right? So that is the height of Kali Yuga's palm trees. That is in Kali Yuga, the average height of palm tree is 32 to 50 feet. So based on that, I have used this calculation and I have come to the conclusion this must be the formula. And you may wonder why I am telling like this, because we should very clearly understand that if the human's height was that tall, then animal's height also must have been tall. Tree's height also must have been tall. Since I focused only about the height of human, I didn't research about the height of animals or the height of trees. So this 32 to 50 feet is the average height of palm tree in Kali Yuga. So based on that, I made this calculation. So the more sins we commit, our height will get reduced. And at the end of Kali Yuga, it will even be more shorter. That is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, that the height of human will be very less. Okay, not even 5 feet. It will be around 2 feet or 2.5 feet. That's all. And even the age of a person will drastically get reduced at the end of Kali Yuga. Next, we will see about some basic information. 100 years of Brahma's life is called mahakalpa. So Brahma will live for only up to 100 years. But initially we saw that years are different from our years. Brahma's years are different from our years. And 360 kalpas means 360 days multiplied by 100 years equal to 36,000 kalpas. So totally during one Brahma's time there will be 36,000 kalpas. We saw 1 year of Brahma is equal to 1 kalpa. So it means 1 year has 360 days for Brahma. It means 360 days per year means for 100 years, Brahma will live for 100 years. No? So for 100 years, how many kalpas will come? 36,000 kalpas will come. If you again want to know what is kalpa, you need to scroll back. You need to go to the beginning of this video and see again. And one night of Brahma, there will be 360 nights. So one night of Brahma equal to 43,20,000 years. So we learned that the night and day of Brahma are equal. So for 43,20,000 years, there will be pralayam. That is, the world will be in destruction. Actually, the universe will be in destruction. So there will be 360 pralayas totally, because Brahma will live for 100 years, right? So in one night, one pralaya means in 360 nights, 360 pralaya. So 1 year Brahma will have 360 nights. So 360 nights multiplied by 100 years. Brahma will live for 100 years. No, so there will be around 36,000 pralayas in one Brahma's life. So what is the current age of Brahma? He is 50 years. The current age of Brahma is 50 years. So 100 years of Brahma will be 311 trillion and 40 billion earth years. So totally Brahma will live for up to 311 trillion and 40 billion earth years. So each kalpa will have a name, and we are currently in Shweta Varaha Kalpa. So many who do Sankalpam properly knows this. Sankalpam is like a recording. There are some mantras for that, where for pujas, no, we start with Sankalpam. So in that, Shweta Varaha Kalpe, Jambut Vive, Bharata Kante, Bharata Varshe. So these mantras are there. So even in that Sankalpa mantra, people who do puja regularly as per the rules knows this, that it is mentioned as Shweta Varaha Kalpa. So we are currently in the period of Shweta Varaha Kalpa and Brahma is celebrating his 50th year now. So we'll end this video here. Hope you have learned some important information. So if we are not learning our Shastra, then who will learn? We only need to know about our Shastra. So please forward this. Hare Krishna.